to Eternal Manna, the daily devotional broadcast of Grace Gospel Church. We are looking at Psalm 53. And I've told you, just to refresh your memory, Psalm 53 is repeated 3 times in the Bible for good reason. It occurs in Psalm 14 and also Romans chapter 3. And the main emphasis is to show the depravity of man and hence the need for salvation. Now, in Psalm 53 and verse 1, we first of all talked about the declaration of the fool. The declaration of the fool is where he says, there is no God, and no God for me. I will not come under God's authority. The second thing that we learned was the depravity of the fool. And that's in verses 2 and 3, the depravity of the fool. And we today want to focus on verse 3. And verse 3 begins, everyone has turned away. Everyone, without exception. They have turned away. They have turned aside from God. The word used here is milk going sour. Everyone has gone sour. And you and I from time to time have had the experience of milk going sour, and that is of no use for anything. And this is the result of God's investigation and analysis of man, that man has departed from God. And when man departs from God, he has to turn aside to something else. If you give up on God, then you have to find a substitute. And sadly, this is what is occurring with lamentable frequency. Man turning his back on God, turning aside from God, and turning to worthless, cheap substitutes. Everyone has turned away. God's verdict. And not only that, in verse 3, we also read, they have together become corrupt. And again, I want to underscore that word together. No exceptions. Job 15 and verse 16, we read, man who is vile and corrupt, who drinks up evil like water. What a description of mankind, that we are corrupt and we drink up evil like water. This word corrupt comes from rotting meat. Rotting meat. And rotting meat is stinking. There are maggots on it, and it is very detestable, and it may even cause us to vomit, to throw up. So God says, man is like milk that has gone sour, and man is like rotting meat of no use. Meat is meant to nourish us, to strengthen us, to provide us with the protein that we need. But when meat is rotten, it is of no use. So man is useless. Why? Because he has turned away from God, he has turned his back on God, and he has settled for cheap substitutes. Amen. God bless you.